Aditya, it shows that you are in the practice session. How to get over with it? Aditya, are you there?
Aditya, you're on mute.
Sorry. So, Ashish, I've taken the the session live. It's live on YouTube. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I have to, I think, reclaim as a host, and then I'll be able to enable the session. So I'm just doing that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm starting the webinar now. Okay. Yep. So we are live now. So we have attendees joining in. Approximately 125 odd people have joined.
Good evening, everyone. We'll be starting this session shortly. We're just waiting for more participants to join in. In the meantime, I would request you to take a minute and connect with us on some of our social media platforms as well. These are the FutureSkills Prime platforms. So if you're available on any of these social media platforms, you can connect with us to stay updated on the latest from FutureSkills Prime.
Hello.
The person you are
Once again, if you have just joined us, we'll be starting the webinar very shortly. A few house announcements as you're joining in for this webinar. The format of the webinar, we will be covering details about the Google Cloud Computing course with Kubernetes. And we will be taking questions towards the end of the seminar. You will see a Q&A box where you can type in your questions, and we will try and answer all of them during the course as we go along. We're just giving another 2 minutes for other participants to join in, and we'll begin shortly. Akash, could you confirm if we have the APSCHE representatives on board?
So we have the coordinator joined in. So we just wait. We'll have to wait for a couple of minutes more for the chairman to join in.
All right, we'll give it 2 more minutes.
Yeah.
All right, should we kick off, Akash? I can see Mr. Dinesh Reddy is on the call.
Yeah, he's on the call.
Dinesh, can you just check if sir is joining?
Yeah.
So just give me a couple of minutes.
All right.
Should we start with the introductions? And
yes, I guess in the interest of time, we should do that by the time the Honorable Chairman joins in.
Okay, great. So very good evening to everybody. Thank you for taking the time today and joining us on this very exciting webinar. You've made the first step towards your learning journey by signing up for this program, and many, many congratulations to all of you for making this first step. I can tell you that this is going to be a very exciting journey. You're at the first step of it, the beginning of it. This is a program brought to you by NASCOM, Google Cloud, and of course, APSCHE, the Andhra Pradesh State Council for Higher Education. The program that you're here today for is the Google Cloud Computing Foundation with Kubernetes. And it is our honor and privilege to have you on board and walk you through what the structure of this program is like and how you can possibly benefit from it. I'll take a few minutes just to quickly introduce the teams here who are going to be presenting to you. Starting with myself, my name is Ashish Sabarwal, and I head industry partnerships for NASSCOM Sector Skills Council, which basically means that I work with various technology companies like Google Cloud we have today to bring in content and courses through NASSCOM's learning platforms like FutureSkills Prime to learners like yourselves. FutureSkills Prime, as a background, is a joint initiative between NASSCOM and the Government of India, Ministry of Information Technology. This is basically a platform which is a technology skilling hub with a vision that we want to create India into the digital talent nation for the world. So not just to have enough and more digital skills for India in India, but also that if anybody in the world is looking for digital talent, India should be the go-to destination. Through this platform, we offer students and professionals, students like yourselves, the opportunity to skill, upskill, and reskill and grow in your careers. Hopefully, some of you may also become entrepreneurs and start your own technology companies. There is a whole lot of courses which is available on FutureSkills Prime. The platform URL is futureskillsprime.in. I'm sure most of you have already registered on it, but you are free to explore the various programs that we have online on FutureSkills Prime for you. We also provide an opportunity for you to learn with industry experts and have exclusive access to career opportunities through job fairs, internships, hackathons, skilling challenges, and so on and so forth. Today is one such opportunity where we have subject matter expert from Google Cloud who will be talking to you. An important point that the courses that we provide to you via this platform are aligned to National Occupational Standards, which means that we have followed a mechanism to map the industry requirements to the skills and competencies that are being offered through these courses. So that was a little bit about NASSCOM and FutureSkills Prime. You already know about APSCHE. All of you as learners are under the wings of APSCHE, the Andhra Pradesh State Higher Education Council, the State Council for Higher Education, is something that is a coordinating body, which is between the University Grants Commission and the various universities within the state of Andhra Pradesh, right? And it is considered as a statutory body for higher education in Andhra Pradesh. So within its jurisdiction, of course, there are 20 state universities and a plethora of engineering and non-technical colleges with a student population of 1.5 million. We are very pleased to share that a fairly large number of learners from the colleges within APSCHE have chosen to participate in this program, and we are very pleased to host you in this webinar today. This particular program is to address the growing demand of opportunities in the cloud computing space. You would be aware that this is an up-and-coming emerging technology area, which offers many opportunities to learners like yourselves. This particular program consists of 5 courses, and this will walk you through a whole bunch of concepts and ideas within the cloud computing space. This is also the perfect launchpad for you if you're looking at building a career in cloud computing technologies and other related areas. It helps you become industry ready. Before we begin and I hand over to the other speakers, I just want to take a quick few seconds to remind all of you that one of the very important steps for doing this program is that you have to be registered on 2 platforms. One is FutureSkills Prime and the other is Google Quick Labs. The very important information is that you have to use the same email ID to register on both these platforms to be eligible for the benefits of this program. If you do not do that, you would not be able to get the benefits and the course completions and the certifications that come out of this program. So if you have registered on both the platforms, you will see the link to FutureSkills Prime on the screen. We will also put it in the chat box for you. But it's very important that you access this link if you already haven't done so and register with the same email ID that you will use here. Please make sure you also register on the Quick Labs learning platform, which is under Google Cloud, using the same email ID. This is extremely important. The second announcement that I want to make is that when you register, and hopefully you have registered, you will be getting Google Cloud credits, which will be used to access the programs from Google Cloud. These credits that you get are learning credits, which are time-bound. It is very important that by Friday, March 10th, you start your Google Cloud course, because if you do not start the course, your credits will lapse and you will no longer have access to the program. So you don't have to finish the program. All you have to do is access the course and make a beginning, right? That's all you have to do. So this is one important piece of information. Satish, you wanted to come in. Is there a comment you wanted to make?
I think Professor Hemchandra has joined. He
Brilliant.
see on the call.
Because that's perfect timing. I was just about to introduce him. Professor Reddy, are you able to hear me? And if you could let us know if you are able to access the microphone. So Satish, I'm not sure if I see him. Do we see him? Yeah, I can see him on the panel.
Yeah, that's what.
Anish,
Hi, sir. Good evening. Satish here.
hi Satish, good evening.
Uh, Thank you so much for joining. We have our colleagues, Ashish, who heads our partnership, OEM partnerships from NASCOM FutureSkills.
Okay.
We also have Dr. Meenal from Google and her team.
Good evening, Professor Reddy.
Who is
Yeah.
helping us in this program. So I'll
Yeah.
pass on to Ashish. He's
Good
just introducing about you. Thank you so much for joining.
I don't think this audience need my introduction.
I
Straight
know.
away.
Actually, that was going to be my introduction, that you don't need, you need no introduction. But, I have the privilege and honor of having you here. And I just thought I would take this opportunity to say a few words and hand over the mic to you, Professor Reddy. So again, no introductions needed, but Professor Reddy, extremely accomplished career, over 30 years of teaching and research experience in the field of mechanical engineering, and of course, in a much wider perspective now. He has specialized in areas of thermal engineering, computational fluid dynamics. He's published more than 135 technical papers in various national and international journals with 1466 citations. He's, of course, been a guide and a mentor to a number of scholars. And I'm hoping that through this forum, we are able to get a few words of mentorship and guidance from you, sir. Professor Reddy, over to you. If you could please say a few words to this audience. We have more than 500 learners who have joined in from various APSCHE colleges. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ashish. At the outset, let me very sincerely thank Google and NASCOM FutureSkills Prime for making this a possibility today. In fact, I still remember we requested NASCOM to help us with these kind of initiatives, particularly more on certification programs. And we are so happy NASCOM could negotiate with Google and take their consent. And today, this cohort is possible. Now, before actually talking about this cohort, I should tell you the initiatives that we have taken in the AP State Council of Higher Education, or more so in higher education system of Andhra Pradesh. In the year 2020-21, I'm talking about the academic year, we have initiated plethora of reforms, and we brought in a lot of flexibility into the curriculum. Skill focus has been brought in. And in fact, the industry academia gap reduction was the main focus in the curriculum design. And today, AP State Council of Higher Education, believes in blended mode of learning. Now, the capacity is yet to be built in educational institutions. We would like to give the best possible exposure to the latest developments happening in the industry. And we thought only online education is the only mode to the extent of, exposing my students to the latest developments. The fundamentals will still be taught in the classroom in a formal way, but the ever-changing demands of the industry are very quickly bridged through online education. And so we brought in a lot of flexibility into the curriculum. We gave an option to the student to choose a program being taught or a course being taught in the classroom, or take an equivalent course online, get a certification, convert them into credits. And this experiment started paying us very well. And in the last 1 year, we have achieved 155,000 certifications. And let me tell you, on all cutting edge technologies of Microsoft, Google, AWS, Salesforce, on all the cutting edge technologies, today, my students are confidently facing the job interviews by virtue of the certifications they are holding. And we would like to very quickly capitalize or leverage on this early advantage. And we are trying to rope in as many partners as possible so that my students will be continuously upgrading themselves with the latest technologies, so that, we are rendering, every time people are talking about the employability percentage. But today, Andhra Pradesh has gone really has taken a few very big strides towards the employability of our graduates. And let me tell you, in 2018-19, our campus placement number was 37,000. And today it has grown up to 85,000. Thanks to all these initiatives, I must thank NASCOM for being with us all through in the last 3 years. Last 3 years, I must tell you, it's a very turbulent years for higher education as such. The pandemic, in a way, has brought every activity to a grinding halt. And I personally believe the worst affected sector is education sector. And we took that to our advantage. Today, the joint effort between AP State Council of Higher Education, NASCOM, FutureSkills Prime, and Google, it is very well taken by my students. In this cohort, about 13,000 students have registered for this program. In fact, we could successfully negotiate with JNTU Anantapur and JNTU Kakinada, the two technological universities which offer major part of engineering education in the state of Andhra Pradesh. They both have agreed to accept this as a skill development course, the 60-hour contact period, and convert them into credits. So whoever gets this certification will be awarded 2 credits, and probably they need not register for this credit program in the classroom again. So that way, it's the greatest advantage as well to the students. And we are looking forward to many such cohorts. We have much bigger plans. In fact, we are redesigning the curriculum once again for the next academic year. My open invitation to NASCOM as well as Google to please participate and give your valid input so that we make our curriculum very vibrant and acceptable to the industry. It's all keeping in view of the benefits to the students. In fact, today we have a very strong commitment of giving hands-on experience to our students before they actually take their degree. And I still remember, 3 years back, we were still pumping in number of graduates. We have 300 engineering colleges. We roll out 100,000 students every year. And most of them are theoretically very strong, logically very good, but, with almost negligible practical exposure. And today, we have broken that myth. And today, we are giving ample exposure to our students. We are giving them hands-on practice. And thereby, I'm rendering students highly acceptable to the industry. And more so, I'm rendering very confident youth to the industry. I think this initiative, Ashish was rightly talking about, APSCHE is a statutory body. We liaison with the government. We liaison with the central statutory institutions. We also liaison with the AP state universities. Today, a culture has been created. An ecosystem has been created in the state of Andhra Pradesh, wherein online education is perfectly okay. This 13,000 number talks to you about the readiness of our students and colleges. I'm so happy I have very good academic leaders as vice chancellors at this point of time. And all my system stakeholders are understanding our initiatives. And I still feel it's only a beginning. Going forward, Andhra Pradesh as a state and higher education system of Andhra Pradesh is all set to achieve very big results, which are quite acceptable to the industry. I'm sure industry comes forward, understands these initiatives, and supports us the way, because academicians alone cannot do all this, and we very strongly need your support. And I'm so confident of your support going forward, and probably days to come, we will have to make the system very, very robust. And thank you very much, Ashish, for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Actually, I'm traveling. I'm talking from airport. So I just don't have much to say, but to thank all my students who have responded positively. My dear students, please understand, this is a program designed exclusively for you. And Google, as part of their CSR, they are coming forward to extend their helping hand to you. Make the best use of it. And I'm sure, whoever is seriously involved with this, you obviously become employable. And don't miss such opportunities. Also keep in mind, NASCOM is our partner for such a long time, and we could initiate all this because of their support. And let us all work together to change the higher education scenario of the state of Andhra Pradesh. And all that we are doing is for your benefit. I'm sure you will all understand. Meenal, thank you very much. A very special thanks to you. And you design the academic programs at Google. I understand. Probably at some point of time, you please visit AP State Council of Higher Education at your convenience. Please have a discussion with us. Give your inputs for the curriculum redesign that we have taken up, and probably help us, in a way we design such a beautiful curriculum which helps everyone. Thank you very much, Ashish. Sridevi, is she there? If she's here,
She's no, sir. She's
unwell.
actually not well.
Yeah.
So she's not able to join today. But I'll convey your regards to her.
Yeah, special thanks to Sridevi and Satish for being with us all through. And Meenal, once again, thanking you for the opportunity given to Andhra Pradesh. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your kind words.
Thank you, Professor Reddy. It means a lot. I know you have a busy schedule. Really appreciate you taking the time out. And I couldn't echo your words more. I think this is a great example of industry, academia, policy body engagement and interaction, and your commitment and your concern for the students of Andhra Pradesh and the initiatives you have taken. They're truly path-breaking. I am sure the students are going to benefit from it. It's an honor for us. It's a privilege for us to be your partners. And we really look forward to building more on this partnership. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on board with us. I'm going to now take the privilege of taking a page from Professor Reddy's introduction to Meenal. I'm going to take a few seconds to introduce Meenal, and then we will get on to the details of the program. Just give me a second. I'm just going to reshare my screen. Sometimes it just goes into a freeze mode. Just a second. Great. So very quickly, I hope you're able to see my screen. Just give me a second. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. All right. With that, we come to the introduction for Meenal. Meenal's our subject matter expert from the Google Cloud team. She's been an ardent supporter and really a catalyst for us in rolling out these programs. She herself has a very accomplished biodata, and I'm just going to say a few lines from it. I'm going to leave most of the talking to her. So Dr. Meenal Borkar has over 19 years of experience in curriculum design, content creation and delivery, feedbacks and assessments. She has been a certified trainer and assessor and has been working in both conventional as well as online teaching and training environments across India. She's, of course, been associated with a lot of prestigious institutions, and I think now you can add APSCHE to your long list, Dr. Meenal. At Google Cloud, Dr. Meenal is currently heading the JPAC trainer team. I will not stand further between you and Dr. Meenal. Dr. Meenal, I will hand over the presentation to you. And if you could please walk our learners through the details of the Google Cloud Computing Program and what they can expect from it. Over to you, Dr. Meenal.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Ashish. Thank you, Professor Reddy, for all your kind words. And I do appreciate all the valuable work you people are doing. And I'm really happy to be part of this particular engagement. With me, I also have Akshit Jain and Akash Deep from Google Cloud Training Team. And they actually lead all the work related to, future workforce and Google Cloud and academia related things. So, Ashish, can you just share my presentation? So for next
We will do
45
that,
to
yeah.
50, no problem. So for next 45 to 50 minutes, Akshit, Akash, and myself, we will be taking you all through different things which are part of this offering. So maybe Akshit can start with a brief program introduction and what all things are being offered under this program. Then Akash Deep will quickly talk about how to, get the credits and get started for this thing. And then I will take over for, the technical part where I will try and explain crux of each and every course with minimum number of words to my best. Okay, so over to you, Akshit. You're on mute, I think, Akshit.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can. Thanks.
Okay, perfect. So, hey everyone, thank you so much, Meenal, for that introduction. Ashish, Professor Reddy, great, amazing words. And I couldn't have said my this any better than you guys yet. I think this is a really, really amazing step for all the students who are looking to make a career in cloud. And as Ashish said, the cloud is the next big thing in the world right now, right? Every organization, everyone is moving towards cloud. And if you are pursuing a career in cloud, that means that you are taking the next step to being the next gen of generations who will, next gen of engineers who will help organizations and companies out there take their businesses online, scale them up, maybe even reach millions of users across the world, and you will play a very central role there, right? So someone famously once said that you start your journey with the first step, right? So this is your first step here. That Google Cloud Computing Foundations program with Kubernetes is something is where you will learn about the foundations of Google Cloud, or maybe even cloud itself, right? Let's not limit ourselves to just any one cloud while you're learning about Google Cloud here, but you will also be learning about the foundations of cloud, of how cloud as a concept can really help companies, organizations, help even the end users who might be the utilizers of this technology, right? So how does cloud help others is something that you will be going to learn throughout this program. And how you can make a career in cloud is the obviously the cherry on top, where you will learn why cloud is such an amazing career path for you, right? Next slide, Akash. Okay, so as I said earlier, cloud adoption continues to grow, right? Especially after the COVID-19 situation, cloud has rapidly picked up growth, especially in India, because whether it's a small business owner, whether it's a large business owner, everyone is trying to bring their business online, right? And the only way to do that in a scalable manner, when I say scalable, in a manner where the business can reach to a larger population, is through cloud, right? And that's why, because of this huge adoption of cloud by organizations out there, there's a huge demand of cloud skills in the market right now, right? It's not like these companies can take their infrastructure to cloud just like that, right? They need real world engineers to help them take the infrastructure to cloud, build it on cloud, maintain it on cloud, and keep scaling it up on cloud, right? That's why there's a huge demand of cloud skills in the industry right now. And that's where our program comes in, right? Next slide. So cloud technology requires a new approach to learning, right? So it might be possible that in some of your institutions, cloud is being offered as part of your curriculum, right? But you might be still learning just the theoretical part of it. You might be learning the definition of cloud, might be going over quizzes or written papers on cloud, right? Because generally that's the traditional way of curriculum in the industry right now. And we wanted to break that barrier and help people understand cloud in a very practical sort of way, right? We don't want you to just learn about cloud via textbooks or via videos. We want you to hands-on experience cloud when you're going through it, and through practical knowledge, right? That's why we build learning programs that are transformative, that really helps people get hands-on training on various technologies that are related to cloud, various different tools like Cloud Run, Kubernetes that you'll be learning, virtual machine, Cloud SQL. All of these are examples of technologies that you'll be learning throughout this particular course, and you'll be mastering these technologies so that you can use them in the real world scenario, right? And that's how we have introduced our course called Google Cloud Computing Foundations with Kubernetes. So next slide. I think we missed the slide in between, Akash. Okay, this is the next slide. Okay, cool. I think we can move to that. Okay, perfect. So investing in cloud skills helps address skills gap, right? So what is this skills gap? Right? This is exactly what I was talking about on the second slide, right? There's a huge demand of cloud skills in the market right now, but that demand is not being fulfilled correctly because there's a shortage of cloud talent in the market right now. And this shortage is what we call skills gap. Right, over 90% of the IT leaders are expected to work on cloud services in the next 1 to 3 years. But almost, the candidates that they've identified, they lack the internal skills, the knowledge of being a cloud engineer can help them fulfill this skills gap, right? And that's where programs like ours comes in, where we are helping train the future workforce of tomorrow so that you can fulfill the skills gap and help these companies get access to the right talent so that they can scale their business and expand their business in the right manner. Next slide. So training and role-based certifications give you a benchmark for success, right? What does this particular line mean? Is that when you're going through these training programs and you attain these certifications throughout these programs, it gives you a milestone in your professional career, right? So suppose when you take these trainings and these certifications to the market, you showcase it to a potential recruiter or a potential hiring manager, they will immediately identify you because you have the right skills, the right credentials of being a cloud engineer. Suppose if you go to the market right now and you show your public profile URL of Google Cloud Skills Boost of Quick Labs platform, where you have attained all the digital badges that you will earn in this program, then they will immediately identify you that you have the right skills of being a cloud engineer in the organization. And it will not just only help you display your knowledge, but it will also help you easily get hired in those organizations because that has now become your benchmark for success. Next slide. So the event agenda, right? So webinar agenda, if I would say, we'll first cover program introduction just very quickly. I think the timings here, we won't stick to that. We'll go over this very quickly so that you can understand it as much as possible without taking too much time. We'll then do a very quick course introduction, and inside this course introduction, we'll also tell you how you can claim credits via the email that you must have received from Google in order to claim your credits and start working on your courses, right? Then we'll talk about some Google Cloud computing fundamentals that Meenal will be covering in this session today. And walkthrough of the Google Cloud Skills Boost platform, I think we'll cover that in the first section only when we are helping you get your credits. So we'll skip this part. And finally, we'll break for your questions and also some closing remarks to help guide you and start your program. So preparing you for a cloud first job market, I think already said so many times in my previous slides that we are preparing you for a cloud first job market, and that is where we are moving. And this program will actually help you crack this cloud first job market. Next slide. Now the overview of the program. I know that you guys have been waiting to get some a sneak peek on what exactly the program is going to look like, and that is what we're going to show you right now. Next slide. So GCCF, that's the shorthand that we use for Google Cloud Computing Foundations because the name is a handful, right? So feel free to use GCCF in the future as well. So GCCF with Kubernetes program, that's what we are calling this. And we are doing this in collaboration with FutureSkills Prime and APSCHE, as Professor Reddy and Ashish said. And we have a total of 5 courses in this particular program, right? But just hold your horses because this is not the only thing that you will be getting throughout this program, right? Along with these 5 courses, we have a lot of other things in the store for you, and we are going to show you right now. But at the offset, you have 5 courses in this program, which will basically walk you through concepts like IT infrastructure, data analytics, cloud native application development, even touching on some security and IAM practices that you should use when building your cloud solutions, and finally ending up with one of the most popular solutions in the cloud world, that is Kubernetes. We have a whole course devoted on that, and you will learn how you can take help from Kubernetes to build scalable solutions on cloud, build solutions that can reach millions of users without spending so much time and so much effort when you're using cloud, right? So we'll be going through all of this, and at the end of your completion, at the end of your training, you will have a complete portfolio of digital badges and even a completion certificate jointly signed by both Google and NASCOM, so that you can showcase on your professional profiles, your CVs, your resumes, your LinkedIn profiles, just to tell the world that you have gone through this program, you have the right skills. Next slide. So a quick overview of the program, right? So the delivery mode of the program is completely on demand. When we say on demand, we mean completely online. So it's not like you have to sit in a classroom, you have to be somewhere in a classroom in order to take it, maybe study every day 1 hour, maybe you have to do it. It's completely self-paced online. You will get a link of the program. You've already seen the link of the program in the invitation email that we have sent. Just go there, claim your credits, and start working on your program. And it's a self-paced journey, right? You have 6 months to complete your program, and in those 6 months, you can do it whenever you want, whenever you feel like. You know that you have a lot of academic work, academic deadlines to meet, exams, internal tests that you might need to navigate before you can get to this. So 6 months is a lot of time that will actually help you navigate through that particular academic schedule and still complete this program, right? So the duration of the program is 62 hours. If you divided it in 6 months, right, that's like 10 hours per month, I would say, to 2.5 hours a week and almost half an hour a day. That's how it drills it down, right? So even if you study half an hour a day, you should be able to complete this program in due time and still have all the correct knowledge that you're supposed to acquire through this program, right? So you are the core audience of this program, so you don't have to worry about whether cloud is a very big technology for me, or maybe I should not be the one learning about cloud. Cloud is for everyone, regardless of where you are in your career right now, where you are in your academic schedule right now. Cloud is for everyone. Anyone can learn it, and anyone can master it in due time in order to make amazing solutions from it, right? We do have some recommended prerequisites that we advise students to have when they join the program. But even if you don't have these prerequisites, you are good to go. We definitely start this program right from the scratch, where you will understand even the first definition of what is cloud and use it in a real world hands-on experience through our proprietary platform called Google Cloud Skills Boost, where you will have labs and hands-on labs where you will go over them and learn them and how to do them actually on GCP, on Google Cloud Platform, right? Next slide. So the roadmap, right? So I would say right now, all of you are basically on phase 5 of this roadmap. So that's why we have created this, right? So you have enrolled in the program, you have seen the offering, you have gotten the credits. Now what you have to do is phase 5 is redeem the credits and start doing your course completed in 6 months. Once you complete it, you will get a course completion certificate. You will earn Google Cloud digital badges simultaneously while you're completing it. And finally, obviously, we request you to share your credentials on your professional profiles, especially on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn has become a very amazing platform to reach out to the folks for similar interests, to create a huge network. And we do advise you to add these credentials in your LinkedIn profiles, in your resumes, so that when you're going out for a job opportunity, you know what you have to display, right? Next slide. And these are the digital badges that you will earn throughout this program. So as you can see, we have one digital badge for each of the one courses as part of the program. So 5 courses, 5 digital badges. And like I said, we don't only have this in store for you, right? Next slide. We also have 4 amazing skill badges that you can earn throughout this program. So these are the skill badges, and what the skill badges mean is that at the end of these group of labs, there's also one challenge lab that you have to complete and showcase your skills that you have learned on your own in order to attain these skill badges. And do keep this in your mind that these skill badges have a lot of value in the market right now. If you have these skill badges, then that means that you have attained a particular mastery level of a particular concept in Google Cloud, and that's how you can display that you have earned, you have learned that particular concept through these skill badges, right? So throughout this program, if we sum it up, you will almost earn 9 digital badges, one for each of the 5 courses and one for each of the 4 skill badges that you have in the curriculum, plus a completion certificate. And to be very honest, if we see at this whole portfolio and that you'll be earning this in just 6 months, just imagine how amazing your portfolio is going to look like when you're going out as a cloud engineer for a cloud engineer offering in the world, that you have these amazing credentials in your professional career, in your professional portfolio, right? So next slide. So some important program information. The start date of the program was 20th February 2023. That was the date when you received a mail from Google to claim your credits and start working towards it. The end date of the program will be 20th August 2023. That's 6 months that you have to complete your program. And trust me, it's more than enough time. We have seen students complete this program in just 1 month as well. And there was a person who completed in just 1 week. I am still amazed by it. But I think there are people, there are students who, when they put their mind to it, they're able to complete it very quickly and very easily, because it's so engaging, it's so fun to being a cloud engineer or cloud developer. So do try and start your journey after today, after this session, and just take the next step in building a career in cloud, right? Where should I go for help if you get stuck? Just previous slide, thank you, Akash. Where should I go for help if you get stuck? Obviously, we have a 24/7 support channel that you can reach out to, that is support@quicklabs.com. But if there's some program related queries, definitely we motivate you to reach out to your NASCOM POC, and your NASCOM POC we are in continuous touch with Google, so that we can clarify any doubts and queries that you have in order to make sure that your queries are resolved in a timely manner, right? And we do know that some of you have already started working on the program, have already started completing the few courses, and you're reaching out to us asking for more credits because credits have depleted. So just to provide some more information, when you complete your first 3 courses, you will be granted an extra 400 credits to complete the rest of your 2 courses. And we generally do that on 25th of every month, right? On the 25th day of every month. So if you've already completed your 3 courses, we are really sorry for the delay, but please wait until 25th of March in order to get your extra 400 credits. If you still want your credits as early as possible, maybe you don't have the patience to wait, we request you to please reach out to support@quicklabs.com with your public profile URL, so that they can verify your completion and grant you credits in an expedited manner. Okay, next slide. So now we'll go through a quick walkthrough of the of your landing page from where you start your journey. So Akash, would you be able to follow this link? So while that page is loading, right, I would definitely recommend you to bookmark this particular URL, because this particular URL will be your tea and bread throughout this 6-month period, right? go.quicklabs.com/future-skills prime. All the information, all the questions that you might have, any popular question that you might have about the program can be answered through this website. It's a complete powerhouse of all of our of this Google Cloud Computing Foundations program with Kubernetes. And we definitely recommend you to bookmark it, note it down in your notebooks, maybe save it in your mobile phones in your notes section, send it to yourself on WhatsApp, whatever you want to do, right? But definitely bookmark it, because this is definitely going to be very, very helpful for you. So I think all of you have already done the first step in this program, that is enroll in the program, right? If you go to enroll right now, you will see that you cannot enroll it because the program enrollment timeline has been closed. So we'll scroll down a little bit now. Okay, so now it's the time to start with your program. Once you have enrolled, once you have gotten the email from Google for your credits, if you think you did everything right in your enrollment form, you still did not get the email, definitely check your spam and promotion folder, because sometimes these emails, they have a way of making into a spam folder in a promotion folder. So definitely check it out there. And once you have found that email, follow the steps there in order to get your credits. And once you are done with the credits, you can even just leave that email out. You don't have to go to that email. Just go up to this website, click on the first course, enroll in it, and start working your way towards completing all the 5 courses in the program, right? So that's how easy it is in order to navigate to your program, is that just come to this website and click on the course URL here and start enrolling and start doing your program, right? At the bottom of this particular site, we also have all the 4 skill badges that we showed you that you should enroll in. And after that, we have a couple of helpful videos that will tell you how you can redeem your credits. The first video tells you how you can redeem your credits, because that was the most popular question that we have gotten from the students. And we have created a small video to help you how you can redeem your credits. And then we also tell you how you can, what are exactly skill badges, and why Akshit has been saying so much about skill badges and why they're so popular in the market right now, right? So, and finally, we know that, while you're going through this program, problems is something that you'll definitely face, might face, and these are very common issues, right, that any student throughout our program is facing, right? So we have created a very exhaustive list of FAQs for you. And if you have any questions whatsoever, we recommend that you go to this website. First, search for your question here, because it will definitely be answered that instance, because that's how good this FAQ list is. But even if you're not able to find your answer here, we have the right support email aliases here that you can reach out to. Just reach out to any one of the email alias and we'll definitely get back to you in due time. Okay. So getting back to our presentation now. Okay, so that was the walkthrough of our the whole program itself. But now I think the most common question that we've gotten so far, even on the chat group as well, is that how can you redeem your credits, right? So we'll just take a few 2 or 3 minutes to tell you how you can redeem your credits, from going to your email to getting those credits right into your account. And we have Akashdeep from our team, who is also, amazingly is also a DevOps engineer on our team, and is also associate cloud engineer certified, cloud digital leader certified. He has a lot of certifications and would be able to help you understand how this all of this works. And I think without delaying, Akashdeep, over to you if you want to start. Akash, it would be great if you can start this video. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Akshit. Hey everyone, let me walk you through, guys, how you can redeem the credits on the Google Cloud Skills Boost platform. So Akash, can you play this video?
Akash, one quick thing, please do mute the video once you have queued it up, because Akash will be doing a voiceover. Mute the video. Thank you so much.
Okay, so upon successful enrollment in the NASCOM program, you guys must have received an email similar to this along with the unique access code and some steps. So you have to just open an incognito window and copy the URL given in the step 2 and paste it in the incognito window. And a pop-up appears in which you have to put a unique access code given in the step 2 and make sure that there is no extra spaces before and after the access code, and then click on submit. Now you have to sign in into the Google Cloud Skills Boost platform with your registered credentials. So once you get signed in, you can see the course page, Google Cloud Computing Foundations with Kubernetes. So you have to now scroll down and enroll in this click on enroll in this on-demand course button. Upon successful enrollment in the course, you must have received 9 credits in your account. So to see the 9 credits, go to the profile icon and check if you have get the 9 credits in your accounts. If not, you have to log out and perform the steps again. So once you have the 9 credits in your account, go to the course page and scroll down to the module start with a solid platform. And in this module, you have to click on the lab, a tour of Google Cloud hands-on labs. So this is the lab page, how it looks like. So basically in this lab page, it contains some instructions which you have to follow and perform the lab and complete the lab. So once you click on the green start lab button, you can launch the lab with 5 credits. And then you have to follow the lab instructions and perform the lab. Please make sure that you have to run this lab at least 10 minutes. So basically in this lab, you have to enable the Dialogflow API and get the 100% assessment scores. So in this video, here are the steps given that how you can enable the Dialogflow API. So please refer this and make sure that you will get the 100% assessment score after following these steps. So here you can see how you can enable the Dialogflow API and then scroll down and click on check my progress button. So you can see in this orange box that you got the 100% assessment score. So once you complete the lab, you must wait at least 10 minutes in the lab and then you can end the lab and submit the rating if you want. And now go to the course page and refresh the page and check your credits. Yeah, if you still face any issue while redeeming the credits, you can reach out to support@quiglabs.com. Our team will help you out. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much for that, Akashdeep. And even after that good, amazing walkthrough, if you still have any questions, like Akashdeep said, you can reach out to our team at support@quiglabs.com and we'll help you try and get your credits as soon as possible, right? But do remember that each and every single step in this video is very, very important, very, very crucial. If you skip any step, you might not be able to get your credits. So definitely follow all the steps, right by the book, and try and get your grades as soon as possible. Okay. So I'll just take 5 more minutes on 4 more slides. Just cover a few nitty-gritties about the course itself and why there's so many future career options after you complete this course. Because I'm even seeing some of the questions on the chat right now where you're asking what exactly would the next step after completing this course. So this might answer those questions, right? So next slide. Okay, so what makes Google Cloud so different, right? So you might be asking that there are a lot of different cloud providers in the market right now. Why should opt for Google Cloud? Why Google Cloud should be your go-to cloud provider when you're learning about cloud, right? So we are not saying that the other cloud providers are not doing amazing work. I think that they're also really amazing in the cloud sector, and you have the complete freedom to choose which cloud platform you want to go ahead with. But do remember, this program does not just help you learn about Google Cloud, right? It helps you learn about cloud itself. So we definitely recommend you to go through this program. Just start your journey with cloud, right? Where you end up with which provider, it's absolutely up to you. If you still want to use Google Cloud, absolutely up to you. If you don't, we definitely just want to help you start your career in cloud, right? We don't want you to understand why Google Cloud should be your go-to cloud provider. But why? But still, since we are from Google, I would still let you know why Google Cloud has such amazing features that you should definitely consider it, right? So it has best-in-class security. All of your solutions will be secure with so many layers of security on top of it that I would say that even a hacker would get a very hard time to go through it, right? We definitely support hybrid and multi-cloud environments. So suppose if you are a person who is just not satisfied with one cloud provider, you want to try other cloud providers like AWS, Azure, we do provide integrations with all the cloud providers so that you can build a multi-cloud solution. So that is something that we're definitely okay with. We have a fully managed no ops structure as well. So it's completely ease of use. You don't even have to create a server in order to maybe, I don't know, launch your website if you plan to launch your website in the future, right? You can definitely create a serverless website through Google Cloud. That's how amazing it is. We have embedded AI and ML. So let go of those really hectic, neural networks where you have to train your systems again and again and go over those just those network results again and again, so that you can bring out a really amazing model in order to learn from your provided data set. We already have those AI and ML trained model data sets, trained models inside Google Cloud that you can use and probably do almost anything, from speech recognition to image recognition to even, I don't know, we have this really amazing technology called Vertex AI, using which you can even create a recommendation system of, when you're going through some reels on Instagram, why do you get always those reels that you watch on a very regular basis, right? Even that kind of a solution. So that's how amazing Google Cloud is, and best of Google. So just an FYI, almost every tool that we're using here at Google also runs on Google Cloud. So it's not like we are not using Google Cloud for our internal systems. We are, and we highly rely on that. And that's why tools like Google Search, Gmail, YouTube, all of these really huge tools, they are being supported through Google Cloud, right? Next slide. So career options in Google Cloud, right? After hearing about all of the amazing features that I just mentioned, don't just limit yourselves there, right? We have a lot of different options, career options that you can explore if you go through Google Cloud, right? So you can even, suppose if you are looking to explore a career in infrastructure, you can become a cloud engineer or even a DevOps engineer like APSCHE. If you are planning on pursuing a career in database or data analytics or data engineering, we have a lot of different roles here as well, even including AI element engineering that basically just, working with data has become so easy when you're using any cloud provider. And you can even become a security expert and maybe even pursue roles like security administrators and network engineers. I think many big companies, major companies, even companies like Google rely on these guys to make sure that all of their solutions are safe. And finally, obviously, then this is something that you should already know, is that you have a pathway of becoming a developer itself, right? So roles like cloud developer is definitely a pathway, regardless of whichever career path you choose in Google Cloud. And the list does not end here. Next slide, please. These are all the different roles that you can still pursue while you're going through cloud as a career, right? So, and trust me, this is still not even the complete picture, right? There are n number of roles in the market right now that you can apply for, and just with the knowledge of cloud that you have, and that's how amazing your reach will become after you learn cloud, right? So these are all the roles that are available in the market right now. Such huge demand, such huge market, And all you have to do is just go to any of these people who are hiring for these roles with the right skills, and you will have the next best thing in your career is being a cloud developer, cloud engineer, AI ML engineer, whatever you want to be, right? That's how amazing cloud is. Next slide. So course brief, I will skip this particular slide because we've already gone over the 5 courses too many times. But do recommend that you go to the website that we have that we just shared earlier. It is go.quicklabs.com/futureskillsprime, and go over these description of the course yourself so that you can understand what you will be learning throughout these 5 courses. So finally, I would now hand over the deck to MeitY. MeitY is a technical trainer at Google and has a lot of years of experience, like Ashish said during the start of the session. And she'll just take you a little more deep inside cloud, help you understand the nitty-gritties of cloud, and maybe give you a head start on your program. So MeitY, over to you.
Thank you, Akshit, and thank you, Akashdev. I hope I'm audible. Can someone please confirm? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you so much. So first of all, hearty welcome to this session. And in next 25 to 30 minutes, I will touch upon the approach with which you should be, doing or completing the tasks given in your GCCF course. Now, first thing that you need to keep in mind is, this course is being offered with Kubernetes integrated into it. Now, this is the biggest thing that one should remember. By default, or it is inbuilt in Google Cloud's culture that we believe in hybrid and multi-cloud environment. And we want to encourage all our users, all our customers to take advantage from best features everywhere available in the world. So not only from Google Cloud, but also from your in-premise data center, which is called as hybrid, and also from other public cloud providers like AWS, Azure, and other cloud providers thing. Okay, so having Kubernetes module included in this particular course is that add-on. And I recommend all of you remembering this point pretty well as you are starting your journey. So let us quickly talk about what exactly is cloud. So let me make it very simple for you. So in past, typically companies, whether they are tech companies or non-tech companies, they used to host their servers inside their company premise. And then, there used to be a team of experts available who used to procure those servers, install, do all the installations, and do the networking and other stuff, so that your company's software computing related applications can work on that particular thing. Now, if you consider this particular environment, this is a kind of private cloud that we are considering. But then you imagine, like, your business is increasing, but you're not necessarily a tech company. Now, say for example, you are from an e-commerce company. So your main objective is to buy and sell products, maybe to millions of customers across the globe. Now, with this particular objective, your company would like to focus on buying and selling activities, and not necessarily on, infrastructure and servers and other stuff, because the demand there is quite changing. Like 1 second, you may have 1,000 users buying something. On another moment, you may have 10 lakh people, buying things and other stuff. So how are you going to manage required servers and, required infrastructure for these type of scenarios? And at that time, certain sets of companies started emerging out in the market. Now, what was the business of these companies? So they basically started providing required infrastructure, software stack, globally as a service to different companies. And that is where cloud came in picture. Now, as you start your journey in the cloud computing world, you should always remember cloud with these 5 characteristics, which are mentioned on the next slide. So if you see, so if you could go to next slide. So we can see there are 5 characteristics, fundamental characteristics mentioned here. So firstly, cloud is provided by a third party provider who is having pool of resources available. Now, when I say pool of resources, what kind of resources are there? So basically, thousands of servers, thousands or even maybe lakhs of storage devices where data can be stored, then very fast network connectivity and global presence. Okay. Now, being provider of resource pool, there could be multiple customers, and these customers typically share these resources for their particular usage. Now, a question may come like, but then how people will access these resources? So if you see the second characteristic, all these resources are connected to each other with a broad network access. And typically, these resources are placed across the globe so that different customers, different users can access these resources from any location as per their requirement. Then another important thing is cloud providers provide resources on demand. Okay, so say for example, I have an e-commerce company, and my user base typically keep on fluctuating. Now I can get resources as per my demand dynamically by my cloud provider. So sometimes I may be running my normal business activities, so there could be just thousands of people buying stuff, so I may be needing x number of resources which are provisioned by my cloud provider. But now say for example, it's a festival time and a lot of promotions are being offered by my company. Now, certainly and suddenly, the demand goes up by say 10 times. Now, I have millions of people purchasing products on my website. Now, accordingly, the required number of resources will be provided by my cloud provider. Now, as you might have noticed, another characteristic, all the resources are being provisioned in an elastic manner. Okay, so as and when required, your resource provisioning is changing. It is growing, shrinking, going, shrinking without any human intervention. Okay, so that is another characteristic of your cloud environment. And then most important characteristic, as the resources are being provided as per user's requirement, the billing will be also done as per pay for what you use. Okay, so the resources will be charged based on the time for which we are using it. So you take any cloud computing environment for that matter, it will always qualify with these 5 fundamental characteristics. Now, why I am explaining this much in the details? Because I want you to remember these 5 characteristics, and I want you to apply these characteristics whenever you start going through different products and services which are being offered in your GCCF course description. Okay, next slide, please. So in short, if we want to take an analogy, it is something similar to, so a cloud is basically something similar to city infrastructure, which is provided by your local municipal corporation. So like municipal corporation gives us necessary infrastructure like roads, drainage system, water system, electricity, etc. And then buses, trains, taxis, office locations, residential areas, they are built using that particular infrastructure. And then people like all of us, we make use of those facilities. So this is the perfect analogy that we can consider here. And in your course, you will see this analogy for sure. Okay, so let us understand on the next slide how exactly cloud evolved over a period of time. Now, if you remember, I mentioned a few minutes back that initially people and companies used to host their infrastructure on premise, whether they are tech company or they are non-tech company. They procure their servers, they do configuration, they do installation, and they do all sorts of maintenance work to on that server so that their business applications could be hosted. After a few years, the trend changed slowly, and people started using co-location kind of facilities. So co-location is, there used to be kind of buildings where necessary infrastructure like your server mounting racks, basic networking, air conditioning, uninterrupted power supply, these things were provided. And then companies, tech teams used to go to those locations, fit their servers, do the connections and other stuff, and from that location things used to manage. So some part of the work was owned by company, some part of the work was owned by co-location facility. Then after a few years, virtualized data centers start coming in picture. So in virtualized data centers, typically the cloud providers emerged, and cloud providers said, hey, let us own every bit of infrastructure and basic facilities required for computing. You people just start focusing on your application and let us handle all the behind scene infrastructure related thing. So that was the first way. At Google Cloud, we are actually thinking beyond that. We typically offer so many different things to our customers, wherein they can get variety of solutions where they may get full control, saying that, okay, you just give me infrastructure, I will manage everything on my own because I have that expertise available. To the other extreme, where a customer will say, hey, I have these many petabytes of data and I just want to analyze it. I'm not at all concerned about how many servers will be needed, what kind of processing will be required behind scene. No way, you just manage it for me. So if you see the right side extreme on this slide, at Google Cloud, we are actually considering cloud offering with managed services. Now, in short, if you want to remember this transition, it is mentioned in the next slide. So you can see there are three transition things. Can we have next slide? Okay, so you can see the first era was physical and co-location thing. Then we went to virtualized data centers where user configured, provider managed, and maintained environment was there. And now we are in a fully automated kind of environment with Google Cloud, where we totally free our customers to focus on their work without worrying about anything, totally anything about infrastructure and provisioning at the back end. So that is the base concept of what is a cloud and how we can use it. Okay, so let us start now talking about what kind of services are being provided on Google Cloud. So, or in general, we may say on any cloud provider. So typically, customers come up with three types of requirement. First one is infrastructure as a service, that is IaaS. Second one is platform as a service, that is PaaS. And third one is software as a service, that is SaaS. Okay. Now, this slide is very important because once you understand the difference between these three things, you can easily remember Google Cloud services throughout your course. Okay. So IaaS means the physical infrastructure will be provided by your cloud provider, but you want to have full control over that infrastructure with respect to installation, maintenance, configuration, and then specifying, okay, what kind of things will be allowed on those particular resources. Platform as a service is basically helpful to host business applications in a managed way. So here, your focus as a customer is, hey, I'm a company, this is my application, I want to run this inside your environment because I want to offer a seamless experience to my customer, to my end user, I must say. So all the required decisions will be taken by your cloud provider. And then software as a service. So basically, cloud provider will provide you necessary services, necessary products to perform your work. And as a user, you will just supply the data. Okay, so the programming logic, processing logic will be provided by your cloud provider. Now, do remember this slide because you will be meeting this terminology throughout this particular course duration. Next slide, please. Now, when we talk about platform, IaaS, platform as a service, and software as a service thing, there are multiple products available. Now, if you see on this slide, Compute Engine, which is our infrastructure as a service offering, is a is an offering where we will provide you virtual machines, but you as a user will have full control over which operating system to install, what networking to be set up, what security parameters to be applied, what kind of softwares to be installed, etc., etc., etc. So we will provide you hardware, and you will have full control in terms of configuration. Now, in the middle of the spectrum, platform as a service comes in picture, where you simply say, hey, I have this website and I want to host it, but I want, Google Cloud to manage everything behind scene for me. And that is where App Engine comes in picture, and it will help you in all related activities. If you go to the extreme right hand side of this slide, then there are managed services. So say, for example, you are having petabyte scale data, and you have people who know SQL. Now you say, hey, Meenal, I want to, analyze this data, but, data size is too huge. It's in petabytes. Can you provide me something? Answer is yes. Go to BigQuery, store your data, and start analyzing it using SQL. Behind scene, we will manage thousands of servers which may be required to process your data. That is okay. We will do that. Okay. So this particular slide, if you see from a customer's perspective, we are providing every possible combination which is required by a user to support their business computational requirements. Okay. Now, as a student, when you go through the course, this type of thinking or this type of approach will help you in relating the content with its applicability. Okay. Let's go to next slide, please. So let us quickly talk about what all types of offerings are available when we consider compute related service. Now, providing computational services is the foundational activity for any cloud provider. Okay, so Google Cloud is not exception to this. Now you see there are 5 different computational or compute services are provided, starting from Compute Engine to Cloud Run. And you see Compute Engine is your pure virtual machine based service, infrastructure as a service. If you want to host container based applications, then Google Kubernetes Engine is also being offered. If you are looking for platform as a service offering, App Engine is going to help you. If you are looking for infrastructure less hosting, or if you want to go for event driven kind of processing, then Cloud Functions are going to help you. If you are looking for a platform where container based deliveries can be orchestrated in a managed way, then Cloud Run is going to help you. So people and customers typically use combination of these services to host their business applications, and then they take advantage of these things. Next slide, please. Okay, the second fundamental service is storage. Okay, processing is there, but where should I store the data? Now, Google offer variety of storage services, and on the screen you can see we offer cloud storage as a blob storage, that is binary large object file. Typically, it can store any type of data. If you are considering NoSQL type of data, then Cloud Bigtable, and the last option, please read it as Firestore. They will handle your NoSQL type of data. If you're looking for typical RDBMS type of implementations, then Cloud SQL is going to help you. If you're looking for globally distributed RDBMS, then Cloud Spanner is going to help you. Apart from this, we also provide BigQuery, which is a data warehousing solution on Google Cloud Platform. It can store your data as well as it can process your data. Now, in a typical application implementation, a combination of these storage services will be required. But as this is the most foundation level service, I request all of you to pay a very good attention to those sections. Next slide, please. Okay, now then comes to other services which can get value out of your data, and that is where big data and machine learning related products are going to come in picture. And in your course 4 actually focuses on all these offerings, to be very honest. Let's go to next slide. Now, another important thing which a course in in your particular journey focuses on is networking. Now, it is very important to understand how exactly Google's infrastructure, which is located inside Google data centers, is connected to each other globally. And that is where Google Cloud Network and the point of presence are going to help you. Now, typical thing that I want all of you to remember is Google is the topmost I may say owner of privately owned subsea cables or optical cables, I may say. So, and according to a survey, every day minimum 40% of the internet's traffic travel over Google's privately owned network. Now you can see this slide is a bit outdated. There are different additional regions which are already in picture, and they are pretty much connected to each other. Now there are certain blue dots which you are seeing on this particular graph, and they are called as point of presence. Now in point of presence locations, Google actually exposes its network for external worlds external worlds connectivity. So say for example, TCS wants to connect to Google's network for their work. Now they will search where exactly they can connect TCS network to our network, and they may decide like, okay, we can connect at Mumbai, we can connect at Delhi, we may connect at Chennai, maybe, I don't know. So those point of presence will basically allow external world to get connected to Google's network. Okay, so it is the Google's network which is being provided to Google Cloud customer. And to be very honest, whatever technologies you are going to study in this course, they are being used by Google internally for our work also. Let's go to next slide. Okay, so this is another important concept, and please listen carefully. So when we talk about resources, our resources are actually scattered across globe. Now, if we consider the physical implementation, the concept comes in picture called as zone. So zone is actually your place where you have physical servers, your storage devices, networking, all available. Now, typically, there are multiple such zones available which act as fault tolerant network for each other, or fault tolerant resources for each other, and they are typically covering customers under a particular geographic region. So a region is geographic area where customers are available, and zones are the way by which our resources are actually located. Now, as a customer, you may be requiring regional resources, you may be requiring multi-regional resources. Google will take care of all the resources, and it will always ensure that required number of resources are available for uninterrupted experience to your end users. Next slide. So on the next slide, we can see resource hierarchy. This is the foundational slide to understand how exactly resources are organized, how the bills are charged, and then when you start implementing security, what terms and terminologies come in picture. So typically, people create, companies create organization. Inside organization, they have multiple projects. For better management, sometimes companies also use folders to group the projects together. But important point, all the Google Cloud services will be available to end users if and only if a user is associated with a project. And you will experience this when you will do your labs on the online portal. Sometimes if you forget to select your project, you will get a message saying that you're not allowed, you don't have access to this particular resource. Now, this resource hierarchy is actually important in getting access, and it helps us in multiple ways in terms of resource traceability, resource usage tracking, billing generation, security, and all other related things. Okay, let's go to next slide. Now a question comes like, how can you access Google Cloud? What are different ways available? So you can see on the next slide, there are 4 ways possible. We provide you web interface, which is console.cloud.google.com. So it is displayed on the next slide. So using that web console, you can actually start checking your web console. Akash, can we go to next slide, please? Okay, thanks. We also provide you command line interface in terms of SDK, Google Cloud SDK. And we have also embedded this SDK inside our web interface. So it is called as Cloud Shell. There are situations where, through applications, you would like to interact to Google Cloud, and that is where REST-based APIs come in picture. And we also provide you mobile application to work with your Google Cloud implementation. Okay, now let's go to next slide. Next slide, please. Now, when we talk about projects, there are 3 important things, and this is an important slide. I think we are just meeting our time requirement. Is it okay if I keep on continuing, because we still have a few more slides to go through? Maybe 10
Dr.
minutes
Meena,
more.
we can take another 5 minutes or so.
Yeah,
okay?
I will need 7 minutes max.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I was talking about projects. So whenever we work with project, you will always see these 3 things: project ID, project number, and project name. Now, project ID is globally unique. It is typically assigned by Google Cloud. But when you're creating a project, you can change it if you want. But once the project is created, you cannot change the project ID. Project name is a human readable entity, and you can change it anytime. You can choose like self-descriptive. So I have a project called as MeitY demo because I use it every week. Project number, this is globally unique number, which is assigned by Google Cloud, and it is immutable. Typically, it is internal Google number using which, project utilization, resource utilization is actually tracked. Let's go to next slide. Okay. On the next slide, we see how exactly billing works for us. So typically, if you remember, I mentioned on Google Cloud, it is always pay for what you use. So for all the services, it will keep track of utilization, and then accordingly, the bill will be generated. Your project is associated with a billing account, and then that account gets charged automatically, and the invoices are typically generated monthly, and accordingly it will be taken further. On the next slide, you see how exactly things are hidden on the Google Cloud platform. Now, one important thing that every one of you should remember is Google Cloud is API driven platform. So whichever service, whichever product, whatever feature you use on Google Cloud is actually an API working behind the scene. Now, internally, Google Cloud is kind of way complex implementation that anyone can imagine. But when we use it as a user, we feel it's so simple, like, oh, it is happening like a magic. How is it possible? Because for every implementation, for every product, for every feature, we have created an API. And through that API, all the user interactions typically take place between user and Google Cloud. Okay, so say, for example, doing analysis of an image using Vision API. So you typically go to a Vision API page, you upload an image, and then you see the results. So you just work with an API, but internally there may be a complex machine learning algorithm or application running who is doing all that detailed kind of analysis. All right. Now, if we go to next slide, your first course typically covers different options which are required to build applications on Google Cloud. Now, we can see on the next slide, there are 4 different types of logics or ways provided here. First one is infrastructure as a service, where you issue virtual machine as a plain resource and then you configure it as per your requirement and you maintain your application. Second way is using App Engine, which is platform as a service. So you simply say, hey, Google, here is my App Engine. Here is my application developed. I want to host it. Just give me required infrastructure and do everything required behind scene. So that way it will come. Cloud Functions is your serverless logic. So say, for example, you have an application where the actions typically happen depending on some event triggering kind of thing. Now, in this scenario, the events are kind of dynamic and they may keep on happening on and off. Now, it would be a wasteful choice to have continuously running infrastructure for these dynamic events. So rather, you may select Cloud Functions as a service where the infrastructure will come to life as and when that event happens, and then will live there just for the sake of that particular event to get satisfied. Another important thing is Google Kubernetes engine. Now, this is typically recommended when you have container-based implementation and you want to actually capture best from both the worlds, from your on-premise world and from Google Cloud world. So GKE or Google Kubernetes engine will help you. Okay. So I think I just covered both these things on the same slide. And with that, we come to our summary section. So important points to remember here. First, how cloud is evolved. What are the main foundational services for Google Cloud? Remember, it is API-driven platform. And then start going through the concepts of IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS, and then keep on going further. So I think that is all from my side. And I would like to take this opportunity to wish all of you a very colorful and happy Holi. And I want that with all these new skills, new colors of technologies to come to your life and give you a very prosperous career in coming days. So that is all from my side. Thank you so much. Over to you, Akash.
Right. Thank you, Dr. MeitY. I really appreciate you taking the time, and I hope the learners, and I'm sure, in fact, the learners would have benefited from the details you shared. We've had a lot of questions on the chat, and we've tried to answer as many as possible. I think if I look at the count, there's already 177 answered questions. There's some 29 which are still open. One I will take live. I think there's a question about, somewhere we have said that there is a preference to do the first 3 courses in the first month. Just wanted to, and while we have 6 months to do the entire course. So just a question to the Google Cloud team, is that first month mandatory, or is it they have more time to do the first? Is that a suggestion, or is it mandatory to do the first 3 courses in the first month?
Hey, thank you so much, Ashi, for the question. Just to clarify, Akash, is this communication going out from NASCOM's end? Because I don't think we have sent out any communication like this to the students.
So
okay.
while the
Go ahead, Akash.
Yeah, so the page which was developed initially, I mean, the landing page for the course that says that it has to be completed in the first month. So, but yeah, we can students can definitely take more than a month to try and complete the course. It's just a suggestion, a recommendation, not the mandatory thing to do.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I think that should clarify. So just so that you're aware, from a Google Cloud standpoint, you get a total of 6 months. On an average, I think we've seen learners do this in about 2 to 3 months. And that is why I think the recommendation to try and do it in the first month, the first 3 courses. It's just that I think the next set of credits get unlocked after learners do the first 3 courses. Is that right, Akshit?
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
Okay. So the moment you do the first 3 courses, you will get the next set of credits to do the next 2 courses to complete the course. So those are just recommendations. Now, I know we may have not been able to answer all the questions. What I would like to suggest is I'm going to share 2 email IDs, which you can send your queries to. So the first one is support@futureskillsprime.in. And the second one is support@quicklabs.com. That's spelled as QWICKLABS.com, Quick Labs. If you have any questions which are related to the program, which is either on the Google Cloud side, which you can send to Quick Labs, or to the Future Skills Prime platform side, which you can send to the Future Skills Support ID, we will try our best to answer it. I do want to share that this webinar was for students who have actually already enrolled for the program. So you would have had emails come to you from your various colleges and from APSCHE. That is how you would have probably got the link to join this webinar. So again, if you have questions related to the access of the program, if you're not seeing the credits or you're not able to access it, then you can send your queries to those support IDs that we have just mentioned. I hope this was a fruitful conversation. Satish, can I hand over to you to give the vote of thanks? And sorry, before we do that, just a couple of quick things. There is, I don't know if Akash, if you have that slide, but I just wanted to share that firstly, there is an assessment which is now live. So after you complete the course, and again, we answered this on chat, after you complete the course, you will get a course completion certificate, which is free of cost. There is no charge to it. However, there is an assessment, a final assessment, which is a priced assessment at the cost of ₹600, for which you get an assessment certification. This is an assessment which you can get NASSCOM certified. And that is a priced assessment at a nominal cost of ₹600. Just for an added incentive, there is some swags which are available to all of you as learners. So the first 200 learners to complete the course will get certain Google Cloud swags, which you can see on your screen. And for the first 200 who complete the NASSCOM certification, there is a nice Google Cloud coffee mug, which you can also see on your screen. I hope all of you will participate with full enthusiasm. I think the bigger takeaway, of course, is that you get skilled on Google Cloud, which will immensely help you in terms of your career going forward. I think that's the last slide we had. With that, thank you so much. Satish, can I hand over to you for a vote of thanks?
Yeah, thanks, Ashish. Thank you so much. Once again, thank you, Akash, for setting up and the call along with APSCHE. I'd like to thank, I don't think so, Dr. Hemchandra sir is there on the call, but I'd like to thank him. Dinesh, please convey our regards to him for helping us in bringing together all these universities and then institutions to enroll into this particular program. Very much thanks to APSCHE for taking up this initiative. And thank you very much, Dr. Meenal, Akashdeep, Akshit, Ashay, everyone from Google team helping us in taking up this particular program in collaboration with FutureSkills and APSCHE. And Ashish, so much from our team helping us in bringing together and also pushing together to extend the dates to achieve whatever numbers where we are in. And finally, all the students who have enrolled into the program, though we don't have all the enrolled people, but whoever has participated in today's program, request you to convey the message to all your friends from your academic institutions to complete the program within the stipulated timeframes. And that's it. Thank you so much. And thanks everyone for being part of this initiative.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you from the APSCHE team, to everyone from APSCHE team. Thank you to the Google Cloud team. Take care. Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks.
So much, everyone. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you all.